Welcome and hello to all our viewers out there. This is a beautiful morning to be reviewing some newspaper headlines from technology, science, politics, games, sports, anything you can think of as far as it's thriving on the lips of Nigerians. It matters to us. This is Idea Television and your newspaper review. I am Jacobs Deborah. We begin with the front page of the Guardian newspaper, where we see that Senate screen assumption as INEC chairman today in page 3, and also Katsina government not part of communities negotiation with bandits, says Rada in page 29. Nigeria revenue to output ratio may drop to 9.2% by 2030. IMF has come out to warn in page 15 of that newspaper. We also see that OB Article 2027 bid waddles as defections and internal strife rock LP, that's Labour Party and PDP, in page 6. We also see that stakeholders welcome easing inflation, worry about cost of living and crisis in page 15. Moving down, we see that Reps probes $35 million brass modular refinery project in page 28, and Wike mocks defectors as Diri dumps PDP with 21 Bayelsa lawmakers in page 6. Now moving to the big headline, where we see, not the big headline, but the headline that states that Senate screen assumption as Amopitan, as INEC chairman today in page 3. We see that the Senate is set to screen Professor Joe Amopitan today for appointment as INEC chairman following President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's nomination and call for speedy confirmation. Amopitan is respected of the law and also a professor of Kogi State. He replaces Professor Mohammedu Yakubu and has led INEC for 10 years. His nomination has sparked debate around ethnic balance and INEC independency ahead of the 2027 election. While the presidency described him as a man of integrity and fairness, some opposition voices have urged that the Senate has to ensure a transparent and rigorous screening. The Northern Nigerian minority groups defended Amopitan's nomination, warning against ethnic bias and praising Tinubu for prompting inclusive and appointing a northern minority to such a key position. Today's screening is seen as a major test for Nigerians' commitment to credibility in electoral elections and national unity across the country. Now we'll be moving to the next newspaper. I will be looking at the Punch newspaper. In the Punch newspaper front page, we see that Jonathan Slam's successor for abandoning Bayelsa project in page 14, and in page 7, presidential jets still unsold 4 months after listing. Inflation drops to 18.02% in 6 months. That's in page 24 of the Punch newspaper. Moving down, we see that Senate screen new INEC chair Amopitan today in page 22, and the big headline, Hurricane Tinubu mass defection ignites one-party state first, in page 2 of that newspaper. We also see that Lagos rejects National Assembly Central Gaming Bill in page 6, and in page 5 for arraigned over murder in Osun local government chair. And we also see that in page 24, House probes 35 million modular refinery project. Now moving to the big headline, we see that as the 2027 election draws near, a political storm is sweeping through Nigeria, nicknamed Hurricane Tinubu. Several governors and top politicians from opposition parties, especially from PDP, are crossing over to President Tinubu's APC, sparking fears of a one-party state. Recent defectors include Enugu Peter Mba and Bayelsa's Duyediri, with more reportedly on the way. Opposition figures that Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have condemned the defections, calling them an act of political survival, not a public service. while Minister Nsom Wike says the move probes Tinubu's strong leadership. Critics like Senator Seriki Dixon warns that democracy is at risk without a strong opposition. Despite the political drama, one thing is clear: 2027 election is shaping up to be a final showdown between Tinubu ruling APC and one embattled position. Now we're moving to the next newspaper, which is the Tribune newspaper front page, where we see the Nigerians' inflation rate drops to 18.02% as food prices and energy costs declines in page 5. And also IMF hails Nigerians' fiscal reform and calls for a smarter spending and stronger tax systems in page 5. And the big headline, we see that defection intrigues as deep government, 2 senators, reps, members ditch Bayelsa's government in page 3 of that newspaper. We also see that UBA set to unveil white paper on Africa's fiscal infrastructure in page 6, and Okpebolo gives employment letter to 5,000 teachers in page 4. Alleged misconduct, DSS arrests 2 ex-operatives in page 29. Moving to health in page 4, we see that diet soda unsafe for liver, expert has come out to warn. And also in that same page, we see that INEC keep your reputation intact, Obi tells Amu Pitang. Now moving to the headline that states that Okpebolo Governor Okpebolo has given 5,000 contract teachers in the state. We see that the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo has officially employed 5,000 contract teachers to full civil servants. The teachers who were earning 65,000 monthly under the previous administration has received their appointment letters during the ceremony at the government house. Governor Okpebolo says he wanted to personally ensure they got their letters and even gave them transport money, appreciating them for their hard work. He said, "Your reward is not in heaven, it is here under our watch." Education Commissioner Dr. Badi Iyamu praised the teachers for staying committed despite years on contracts and highlighted government projects like the construction of 68 new schools, increased funding of Awos Ali University, and Edu Rescue Program to help children from poor homes. This move is being celebrated as a big boost for education's and teachers' welfare in Edo State. Now moving to the next headline in the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, we see that Sultan seeks social media regulation at Omar meeting. We see that PDP governors now 8 as Diri resigns. We also see inflation drops despite food price reduction, purchasing power low, and fuel price climbs to 1,000 naira as sequence resurface. We also see that Nigeria loses bid to host Commonwealth Games, and Odinaga's death creates vacuum in Kenya opposition. We also see Jonathan decries abandonment of project in page 4. And the last headline, court quashes suspension of political gathering. Now moving to Nigeria loses 2030 Commonwealth bid game to India. Nigeria has once again missed its chance to host the Commonwealth game. The Commonwealth Board has recommended that India, as the host of the city of 2030 Commonwealth Games, beating Nigerians' bid to host in Abuja. The final decision will be made on November 26th in Glasgow, but India is already on the top choice. Hosting the event could also boost India's chances of hosting 2036 Olympics. Nigeria may, however, be considered for 2034 games. The last time Nigeria lost the bid in 2007 when Glasgow won the right to host the 2014 games. Despite the setback, the Commonwealth body says it will continue to work with Nigeria to prepare for the future opportunities that is held. Now moving to the Nation newspaper front page, you see that NERC approves 28 billion naira for discos to probe meters, and also a new investment to add 6,000 BPD 2.0 gas daily in page 7. Edu spotted in high spirits at London Galley booth in page 3. UBA to unveil white paper on Africa's financial infrastructure in page 7. And we also see that stable naira food price cash drops inflation to 18.02%. And Lokpobiri Wike others says Diri's exit from PDP. Now moving to the next newspaper, we see in the front page of the Vanguard newspaper that Obi Dixon ADC rallies against Senate to defections of APC. We see that in page 30. And moving down, suicide, reps moves to ban hazardous pesticide. And also defections by 2026, Nigeria will have 30 APC controlled states, says Information Minister Idris in page 8. And in page 12, currency swap, new framework underway, Cardoso says. We also see that 36 sports, Osimhen's best striker in the world, Chelsea has come out to say on that newspaper. Now moving to the headline that Obi ADC Dixon slams mass defection to APC. We see that political tension is rising as more governors and lawmakers dump their parties and their ruling parties for APC. Recently, Enugu Governor Peter Mba and Bayelsa Governor Duyi Diri both left PDP to join APC, sparking a backlash from opposition figures. Peter Obi Labour Party said the region, especially the southeast, can be captured through defection, stressing that real power lies with the people and not politicians. He also, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, accuses President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of trying to turn Nigeria into one-party state, warning that democracy is being weakened by mass defection. We also see that Senator Dixon vowed to stay in PDP, calling the defections shameful and a threat to multi-party democracy, while Ayo Fayosi predicted that 3 or more PDP governors may soon resign. Observers say that this wave of defections shows a deep crack within opposition parties as Nigerian inches toward 2027 election. Moving to the rep moves ban deadly pesticide amidst raising suicide headline. We see that the House of Representatives is taking action to ban highly hazardous pesticide HHPs, chemical linked to the most suicide cases of food contamination in Nigeria. This motion by Honorable Clement Jimbo reveals that about 70% of suicide in Nigeria involve toxic pesticide like Sniper, DDVP, which are also banned in many countries. Lawmakers want stronger regulation to protect farmers, consumers, and the environment at large. This move comes ahead of the third Mental Health Summit in Lagos, where experts and leaders will discuss suicide prevention and the new suicide decriminalization bill, a proposed law to treat suicide as a health issue and not a crime. Speakers include NDLA boss Buba and NAFDAC DG Professor Mojisola Adeyeye and Professor Taiwo, who will highlight the link between mental health, drug abuse, and policy reform. The message is clear: save life by banning toxic chemicals and reform laws to also prioritize mental health. Now we'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be diving into our tech news. Do stay with us.
5G technology. 5G technology promises to be a game changer by delivering ultra-fast internet speeds, low latency, and the ability to connect millions of devices seamlessly. It's going to fuel the future of smart cities, autonomous vehicles, and IoT devices, allowing them to communicate in real time. However, 5G rollout isn't without hurdles. High costs of infrastructure and regulatory issues in some regions have slowed down implementation. By 2020,
4.5. We see that AI company Anthropic has upgraded its smallest model Hakuk to make powerful AI tools more affordable. The new version Hakuk 4.5 cost one-third the price of Sonnet 4 and just one-fifth of Optus. Anthropic top models, yet it performs just well and as better as the others. According to Mike Kigra, Anthropic Chief Product Officer, smaller and cheaper models help regular companies, not just tech giants, to use AI widely across their system. Anthropic founded in 2021 by ex-OpenAI staff, now has had over 3,000 business customers and earned nearly $7 billion annually, valued at $183 billion. The company now focused to reflect a key trend in tech, AI that is powerful, fast, and affordable. Now, Anthropic is a company that is behind cloud, a popular company that is also known as AI, just like the way ChatGPT is. It creates different versions of AI models, just like phone brands releases different models of with different abilities. Now, one of the most prominent models they have is the Hakuk, Sonnet, and Optus. Now, Hakuk is the one that just came out. Now, the difference between all of them is that Optus can be referred to as the genius, the model that is most powerful amongst the Anthropic mix or brands. It handles deep reasonings, long writings with complex problem solving, and also uses also helps researchers, scientists, and business owners. But compared to others, it is very expensive and uses a lot of computing powers. Now, moving to Sonnet. Sonnet is smart, capable, but faster and cheaper. It's used by many companies for data analysis, reporting, writing, and also customer service tools. But it is a good balance between speed, intelligence, and also costs in price. You can think of it as a skilled manager, reliable and efficient, but it's also versatile and affordable. Now, moving to the new make, which is Hakuk 4.5. It is fast and affordable. The model is the smallest and cheapest model in the family. Still very capable of doing every other thing that Optus and the other model can do. It can write, it can summarize code, it can analyze text, it can do anything that the other models are doing, and also it is very cheap and affordable for all tech companies. Now, the only difference between it and other models is that in as much as it can write, it can do whatever other models are doing, it doesn't have the complex reasoning that of making decisions and creative insights of a larger model handle. Now, it can do everything, it is cheaper, but it doesn't have a complex reasoning. And the reason why they brought out this particular model is because they said they wanted to make a cheaper and more affordable model for companies that are just coming up, and not just tech giants alone using their brands. And this is the thing that differentiates this particular model from every other model that is being used on this particular company. Thank you. The next the next tech news we'll be taking is TSMC set for record profits as AI demand soars. We see that TSMC, Taiwanese, the world top chip maker, key supplier of Apple and Nvidia, is expected to post a record of 28% jump in third quarter profits, about $13.6 billion, fueled by booming global demand for AI chips. The company revenue already beats forecasts, and this will mark its 7th straight quarter of profit growth. However, New U.S. tariffs on Taiwanese exports could pose a future challenge even if TSMC continues to expand its to $165 billion investment in U.S. factories. TSMC shares have risen to 36% this year, driving Taiwanese stock market higher amidst global AI boom. That's the much we can take on your newspaper review on Idea Television. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms, and as well stay glued to your screen because we'll be bringing you more innovative programs after now. The Idea Morning Digest will be coming, and as I would always say, stay informed, stay safe. Bye for now.